And here we are at Atlantic Canada's first seafood industry innovation summit at the beautiful Marine Institute, St. John's, Newfoundland. I got to tell you, there's been a lot of great conversations happened over the last couple of days. There's certainly a genuine desire to share and learn from one another, and I think everybody coming together is very much appreciated, and kudos to the organizers for doing it. Alberto, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Sure. Well, I'm the president and CEO of Icewater Seafoods. Icewater, for anybody that doesn't know, is a vertically integrated ground fish company based in Arnold's Cove, Newfoundland. Our processing operation is focused on the production of North Atlantic cod. To our knowledge, we're the only plant left in North America with a year-round focus on North Atlantic cod. We don't do any other species. We export our product ourselves primarily to the UK and France. That's the largest market, premium markets in the world for cod. We do some business in North America and the United States. 200 local employees. The plant was built in 1979 by National Sea Highliner. Our family took the business over from them in 2004 when they wanted to get out of the fishing side of the business and processing what we call wet fish. So my father, Bruce Wareham, was with them for 35 years. I was there for a period of time, and my father took it over, and I came back into the business in 2007. I had left Highliner in 2001 and left to go to the fruit and vegetable industry in Nova Scotia and came back into the family business back in Newfoundland.
There you go. Tell me now, you would have seen a lot of changes over the years for sure. Both your dad and you watched that whole industry grow. A lot of talk about automation these days. Tell me about how that's affecting you.
I guess my father was always one to say that, you needed the best equipment in the world to compete with the best in the world. So we've always been focused on whether it's product innovation, always focused on quality and especially automation, right? So, our plant, for example, was the first one in North America in 1989 to start what we call it an individually quick frozen portion product. So, back in the early 80s, before the cod moratorium, no matter who you were primarily producing various forms of cod block. Mm-hmm. It was a commodity of commodities, and nobody's block was a lot different than the others. So when we were part of National Sea then, they came up with a program where we took the cod and we portioned it up into a loin, a portion, and a tail, and that started the business that we still do today. We don't produce any salt fish, we don't produce any whole fillets, we still do the IQF product. The second thing that we did in 1992 when the cod moratorium happened, our plant only closed for 8 to 9 months. Remember now, we're only focused on North Atlantic cod. So my father started looking into producing frozen at sea cod. So cod that's caught in the Barents Sea, Russia, Norway at the time, the head and guts removed, frozen into a block, and then you import the fish, you thaw it out, you produce it. And that's what we did actually. So the plant closed in July of 1992 after the cod moratorium was announced, and it was retooled and reopened in May of 1993. From May of 1993 until 1997, it operated 1 shift a day, 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year, on frozen at sea raw material. And then my father had the idea, look, I can sell more of this, we can do more. And my father was also driven by the more work I can provide the people, I'll always get people. And we still have 200 local people today. So from 1997 to 2001, the plant worked 2 shifts a day, 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year, on frozen at sea cod until the cod resource started to come back in Newfoundland, so the local fish cod. So, that's an example, I guess, of, product innovations that allowed us to keep going.
Right.
But automation has always been key. I mean, once again, back to my father, he was Morel's first customer in North America in 1984. We've been a long-term customer of Botter. In 2020, we just completed a 3-year, $14 million investment in our facility with the latest equipment to head, fillet, and skin cod, and the latest freezing, processing equipment available for cod in the world. A Morel FlexiCut refrigeration system designed in Iceland that is saving us 25 to 30% on our energy bill as energy bills go up. We have we can freeze anything we can produce now. We don't have to worry. 3 state-of-the-art stainless steel ice machines and all those things, I guess, allow us to do business that we couldn't do before the investment. To invest $14 million in a cod plant in Newfoundland in 2017 and 18 was a stretch, but we were able to do it with the help of the Atlantic Fisheries Fund and ACOA. And as I said, I mean, that has opened up doors for us that we wouldn't be able to do if we didn't have that equipment.
Talk to me a little bit about this conversation. No matter what sector you're in, certainly prevalent in the room in the last couple of days is AI and digitization and tracking of information in this sector. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, I mean, for our customers, I mean, we compete with the best cod producers in Iceland, and I mean, we like having a HACCP plan. That's just the minimum now. So I mean, we have to have traceability. Some of our customers want it back to boat, but for us, because the cod is primarily in the local fishery anyway, is a day boat fishery. And we have traceability to a group of boats, but we have to have traceability to a group of boats that land at the wharf. So, I guess, and we have to track that all the way through to our finished product, right? We have to basically, our customer gives us a date code, we have to be able to trace that back and give them everything they need. We get emails come from our customer in France say, you have 4 hours, here's a date, here's a product, give us everything on that you have.
Right.
4 hours.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just an example of the requirements that are out there in the world today. So when fish is dumped into our process, well, first, when fish arrives at our plant, we have a cod quality grading system that we developed with the FAW back in 2014. A sample of every fisherman's cod is taken, and then we do a quality grade on that, and we pay based on a quality grade. And guess what's happened? Over time, the grades have come up because fishermen want to get more for their catch, and we want the best quality. You can invest in all the automation you want, but if you have poor quality going in,
right,
you have poor quality coming out.
Exactly.
So we want the best quality we can to compete with the best in the world. So after the sample is taken, the fish is then blended, it's size graded, and a tag is put on it. And from that tag, we know where it came from, and then we enter that tag into our production system as it goes through the plant, and we can trace that cod all the way through to the finished product.
Tell me now, in every sector, fishery certainly the case. Tell me about utilization of byproduct. What was once considered a problem, a waste disposal problem, probably costs money, has in some cases turned out to be more valuable than the product itself.
Well, Icewater, I guess we've always, back to my father, I guess we've been at this for 30, 35 years, right? So I mean, we've found value in the cod head, the cod skin. We say that we sell 99.8% of what we buy.
Right.
We've been doing that for years, and yes, I mean, with the developments in collagen, cod skins are quite valuable now, and the heads, and when we developed our new system between 2018 and 2020, it all falls on belts. It goes automatically to certain places. There's no one picking up this stuff up. It all goes where it should go, and it's very important. So we've also had some product innovation to try and. You're always trying, in our business, we're always trying to improve the overall value of the fillet. So, we've changed how we cut fish to get it from this product to that product, which gets more value. So it's always a constant battle to improve the value. Sell the product ourselves, so we know what the customers want. And we say we can cut fish however you want. It just depends on if the price is there, if it works for us, if it works for them, right?
Right. Now, Alberto, you're holding a leadership role as well. In the sector. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, I'm chair of the board of the Canadian Centre for Fishery Innovation. My father was one of the founding members back, when it started over 30 years ago. And, because it's so important, and it's just, I don't know, it's in Icewater's DNA. It's a bit of a buzzword, but that's the proper way to say it. Everything we do is focused on quality, innovation, competing with the best in the world, having the best in the world. So, it's just natural to want the Newfoundland industry, not only groundfish, but, any other industry, to compete with the best in the world. Because, I mean, we're not, Canada's not big enough, even America's not big enough. And a lot of our products, as today, they're exported outside of North America. So, we need to do what we can to support innovation, whether it's a small company, big company, anything we can do, we need to do that so that the industry succeeds in the future.
Right. Great summit being held here in the last couple of days. Again, a lot of people coming together. We've had folks on from as far away as Iceland, certainly all the Atlantic provinces well represented here. Are you finding good value in the summit yourself?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's we always say that you learn. We always try to get into as many production facilities as we can, right? You might see one little thing, and it mightn't dawn on you, but a couple of days later, a week later, a month later, oh, that's what that was important. So talking to people, learning from people, interacting with people, you always learn something. So yes, very, very important.
Yeah, it's funny how you find sometimes you learn as much from the fella down the street at a place like this as you would. You know, it's good when everybody comes together and share their ideas. Listen, I want to tell you, I really do appreciate your lens and a really interesting perspective on things, and we certainly appreciate having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Okay.